my soul.
My Hero Academia. Well, this first episode got through half of the first chapter because this volume has like I think it has maybe like 5 chapters in this one volume right here, and this episode got through half of the first one, so you know it has a lot of content to go through, because I thought this episode before I watched it was going to get through like maybe like I'd say 3 to 4 chapters, like for real, because that's what mainly first episodes of manga usually go through in an anime, is like 3 to 4 chapters or so. But this episode only got through half of the first chapter, and I was like, wow, this is like actually really, really good. And I'm not talking about the chapters that come out online and stuff. I'm talking about the chapters that's in this book, like the real chapters and stuff. It got through half of the first one, which was really good. And I wanted to say a couple of things about this episode too. For one, I'm looking at the art now on the book, like it's in color and stuff right here and on the back and stuff. I thought the art was going to look just a tad bit different in the anime, and one thing too, I found this anime to be very, very funny, even more funny than what happened in the manga and stuff. The manga actually is not all as funny as this episode was. I don't know if it's like they want people to have a more upbeat type of vibe towards this show and episode and stuff, or they just this is what they're going for or whatever, or this is what happened in the manga and I just completely skipped over it or something. But this episode had me laughing a whole bunch of times, especially when Deku was a little kid and he was like, "Mom, computer!" He was waving his head back and forth, waiting for the computer and jumping all around and stuff. And what happened, like, with him, between him and, I forgot my name, Kachan. Like, between him and Kachan, it's some funny stuff. And plus, he's just, like, a real timid and just, like, weak dude and stuff. He's, like, one of those guys to where he has dreams of aspiring to be a hero, but he's so weak and timid that he doesn't really know how to become one and stuff. But yeah, man, like this episode was just really good. I'm trying to get my thoughts together on what I really think about this episode, but it was just good, like for real. The animation looked a little weird with the art style and the animation they did. It looked a little weird because like the art in the manga, I would want to say is more defined than the art that's in the anime. Like, I don't know if I'm being weird about it or whatever. I don't know if I'm saying something that's not there or whatever. But to me, when I was watching it, I was like, you know what? This art looks just a tad bit, like, off. Like, I don't know what's going on. It looks a little off, but it's still, I think this is, like, what they were going for. But it still looks pretty off and stuff. But I enjoyed it, the art and the animation. Again, funny moments in the whole entire episode. Art and animation was good, but it looked a little weird to me, so it was a okay to good. And all the setup and stuff they put a lot of setup and stuff for the next episodes to come in this first episode. Like a whole lot happened. Like when All Might came out of that grocery store and he was the skinny All Might, like that didn't happen in the manga. Like that didn't happen. Like for real. Like I'm looking at it right now and that didn't happen, man. Look, I'm flipping through the book. That didn't happen, dude. That didn't happen. So I was like, hold on, why in the world did they do that? They just spoiled like a big reveal. Like why did they do that? And I really like that aspect of it because they really spoiled a big reveal of All Might and his freaking powers and stuff. So they shouldn't have did that, man. And that was like the only gripe. That was the second gripe I had. The first gripe was the art and animation, but the second gripe was them spoiling freaking All Might's powers and stuff. And like when Deku had grabbed his leg towards the end of the episode, and then that blood that came out of All Might's mouth and stuff, that's another fucking spoiler in itself. Like, they shouldn't have did that. They should have just had, and yeah, that didn't even happen. They should have just had Deku grab All Might's leg, and then they just go to the other building and stuff, and then the episode end there. Like, it's a lot of stuff that they spoiled that they shouldn't have, that if you didn't read the manga, you probably won't catch it all, because it's just going to be brand new stuff to you. But if you read the manga, you're pretty much going to know what they did and what they did not spoil and stuff, depending on where you are. Like, I only read this from My Hero Academia, and I liked it, and I'm going to get the next volume of this, and I'm going to read the next volume and stuff. But, yeah, if you're up to date with the manga and John, you probably don't even remember this stuff, because the manga is like around, I think, like chapter like 80 something, and this is like chapter, the first episode was like half of the first chapter. So yeah, got through a lot of good stuff, man. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about this episode, man. Let me know your thoughts and everything, what you think about My Hero Academia and all that, how you think next episodes is going to play out. And if you haven't read the manga, what you think this series is going to be in terms of long-term series that are going to be good? Do you think it's going to be good, okay, great, or awesome, or bad, or whatever? Put it down in the comments and all that, man. Personally, for me, I know this series is going to be a good series. I'm not sure if it's going to be a great series. I don't know. I'm going to have to keep reading more of the manga and stuff in order to know and jump. And, like, I'll watch the episodes, but I'm going to have to keep reading more of the manga. Because where I stand at right now, from this first volume, it's a good series. It's not a great series, but it's a good series. I give it that. And this episode kind of gave me that kind of vibe too, to where it's going to be a good series, but not a great series. And that's all I'm going to say about it, man. Yeah. Like, comment, rate, subscribe, and all that down in the comments, man. If you liked anything I had to say and all that, man. Share this video on all social media platforms and all that, man. And subscribe, please. That'd be greatly appreciated too, man. And shout out to Manga Man, he finally got a Patreon. Go support that man. He been struggling ever since he been in this community, man. He's still in the damn struggle. Like, for real. Shout out to him. Go support him at his Patreon, man. The link for his Patreon is on his channel. Like, I don't want to put it in my description box tonight because I'm too lazy to do that, man. But that's all I got to say, man. I'm out of here, y'all. I'm Darren, you awesome. You're awesome. Stay awesome. I love your faces. Peace. One love. I'm out.